In this video, I'm going to show you 3 exercises you should really avoid if you're suffering from patellofemoral pain, otherwise known as runner's knee. Okay, let's get straight into this. So, of course, I'm sure you know that all of these exercises are going to be good exercises for strengthening the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, and really start ultimately over time protecting the knee. But when you're having a particularly irritable bout of runner's knee, a particular flare-up of patellofemoral pain, certain exercises can start to really trigger your symptoms and should be avoided during that irritable time. So to begin with, things like our lunges, so forward lunges, where the knee begins to travel forwards over the toes, that, for example, can put more strain or more stress on the patellofemoral joint, the kneecap itself. That forced closure really starts to potentially stir up a little bit of pain in the knee, and whether you're doing a forwards lunge and then stepping back, or a forwards lunge as part of walking lunges, that can start to be quite irritating. So instead of those, what I'd suggest you do is swap them out for what I refer to as a static lunge or a split squat. With this split squat, stay nice and tall. What I want you to do is bend both knees at once, and you'll see in comparison to a forward lunge, this knee doesn't come anywhere near as far forward over the toes. It's not going to put so much pressure through the kneecap, the patellofemoral joint, and hopefully will be less likely to irritate your pain. So instead of doing forward lunges, what you can aim for is 3 sets of 10 to 15 on each side of these split squats. Now, the next exercise that some people will find quite irritable when it comes to runner's knee are squats. And of course, squats can be modified to any given depth, depending on your squatting form, and of course, depending on the load that you may or may not have on your back. I'm going to show you an air squat now rather than a barbell squat. But what people find is they get to a certain point and sometimes that knee pain starts to trigger. Again, all related to that forced closure of the patellofemoral joint and the pressure through the kneecap. Now, we can take that back a step and still strengthen the quads, but this time use something like a wall squat. Okay, a wall squat where we press our back into the wall, we're nice and upright through our torso, ankles underneath knees, knees about hip width apart. Pressing the heels down through the floor, you should feel that you're doing a lot of work through your quads here. If you hold this for 60 seconds, we do 3 sets of 60 seconds, and this in itself will help you maintain quad strength whilst putting less stress on the knees themselves, making it a far happier exercise for the knees if you're currently suffering from runner's knee. Okay, now the next exercise, the third and final exercise I want to show you, is your classic high step up onto a box or a step. Now, with this, much like our lunge, in this position, as we come up into our step up, we're pushing the knee quite a long way forwards over the toes, putting a lot of pressure on the kneecap, and for some people, that will irritate your runner's knee. So instead of doing those, what I'd rather you focus on is an exercise like a reverse lunge. With a reverse lunge, just like our split squats at the start, we keep control of that knee, we don't allow the knee to shift forwards, yet we're still able to work, particularly the hip, through the same range of motion as we would do when we're doing our high step-ups. So, as long as you can control the movement of the knee, back side to side, that will be a great alternative. Now,